The new year is already starting hot.
Did you know that at age 9 I was diagnosed as a sociopath after making a soup out of my pet guinea pig Vin Diesel? Did you know that I'm also...
That would be believable because only a sicko would call his hamster Vin Diesel.
a pathological liar? Because that's not true. That shit ain't true, dude. That shit ain't true. I'm not a sociopath. The soup was delicious, though. Shane Dawson's a legend, okay, on YouTube, and also an incredibly controversial figure, and he has been a controversial fella for quite some time.
Every apology video...
I am happy that I know his name, but I have never watched any controversies about him or even understand truly who he is.
I've ever made has been from fear. It's me sitting at home thinking the whole world hates me and crying and hyperventilating and then just turning on a webcam and just saying I'm sorry.
It's a bit ironic because most of his popular series are surrounding controversies that he's covered or in some way done research on.
Well, actually, you can go to Trader Joe's and just get their basic ass, cheap ass, dry roast pistachios, and they are exactly the same.
Yeah, most pistachios are the same. Is that a controversy?
And this is proven.
And simultaneously, he's never free from his own controversies. By the way, I just ate a Snickers bar, and I just want to tell you guys, it was...
No one cares.
There are a ton of reasons that...
Thank you, editor. Thank you.
That people may have for not liking Shane Dawson. He has incredibly over-dramatized content.
Where's the battery? You're gonna break it!
I won't break a thing! I'm tiny and little!
Let me show you.
Okay, guys, alright, play with your toy first. Oh my god! Okay, oh my god, oh my god!
There's quite a few examples of this. I mean, the conspiracy stuff, it's...
Okay. Who watches that content? Why does anyone watch that content? Is this guy just loved by mentally ill women? Is that it? Is that his audience?
wild.
Everybody stop moving.
He loves acting like widely known facts are Illuminati level secrets. I don't know. What is this nonsense?
What if I told you that those organic Trader Joe cookies are literally the exact same thing as these?
He's a comedian. It's genius. And now the internet hates Shane Dawson.
I mean, we live in a time where if you say something that is, well, you think should be completely self-explanatory and understood by everyone, you would be surprised how many people do not understand it. I personally can tell you one thing for sure. When I make a video, when I made videos and I talked about more complicated subjects, the more complicated you get on a subject, the more people think you're stupid. The more you lower yourself to the utmost oomfa loomfa level of oomfa here, the more people relate and understand and think you're smart for saying something that is completely common knowledge. At least you think it should be common knowledge, but turns out it's like your common knowledge is esoteric Illuminati facts. I mean, it's true. It is true.
For being the worst possible thing ever imaginable. That's being a father. This has been blowing up on Twitter, and I felt compelled to make.
Oh, I saw this, yes. These people should not be allowed near playgrounds, children, or anything that could be named as a child even by joke.
Make a video about it. On Instagram, Shane Dawson posted a picture with him and his husband, Ryland, I think, of these two babies that they've got. I don't know where they got them. If they bought them somewhere, I don't know how it works. All right, guys. At this point, I'm wondering how babies are even made. I think that it's not, what I learned is not true. Actually, Shane Dawson and his husband, Ryland Adams, through surrogacy, have become fathers. It's some shit rich people do where they have like this surrogate person that they impregnate and then they raise the child up until...
And after the surrogate mother gets really sad someday and reveals that she's the mother, and it gets real fun.
The point of birth, and then the other people who paid the surrogate get to keep the child.
Some medical issues can make pregnancy extremely risky for the mother, or there could be struggles with fertility for women and men, or the prospective mother might be too old to have children naturally.
Microplastics, I'm calling it now. Microplastics, it's all plastic. Stop using plastic as much as possible. Microplastics, don't Less plastic, more fertility. It is what it is.
In some cases, the prospective parents are a same-sex couple who need a surrogate to help them become biological parents.
Since posting this post,
do you want to hear some quite interesting statistics about these same-gender parents? Well, I'm not gonna do that because YouTube is gonna call that bad, even though it's factually correct. It's like the same reason why gay couples' dogs had an outbreak of some kind of STD that dogs should not even have, you know, just a year ago. It's fun stuff, really, that you can't talk about.
On IG, they have nearly 1 million likes, which is a shit ton. That's a lot of likes. In spite of the likes, the comment section tells an absolutely different story. There are people who are incredibly unhappy with the fact that Shane Dawson is now a father through surrogacy. I'm excited for test tube babies. That's gonna be sick. That's what I'm gonna have in the background of my videos, is test tubes growing babies. People are mad. They're very mad that Shane Dawson has 2 babies. We're gonna dive into this and see how reasonable it is and see...
No, yeah, 1 seems too much for that guy.
If the rationale of these angry people makes sense. And I'm honestly not gonna be giving my opinion because I really have no dogs in the fight. I just think it's crazy that the internet is so crazy. The primary reason people are mad is the bringing up of Shane's controversial past comments, being a comedian and the things that he's done in regard to minors. This is bad. This is a bad situation. I'm already leaning towards getting my pitchfork. He justifies... Yep, I think that's what people are worried about.
Yeah, I have heard about this, obviously. And my opinion is very simple. Do you want to know the ultimate black pill of the universe, by the way? There is most likely not a single man that has even made it until the age of 25 and never once looked at a 17 or 60-year-old and said, yeah, I would do that. And yet, even though this is most likely factual, by the way, that no one has made it to the age of 25 without at least slipping up one time and thinking that, we all still agree that anyone who actually does it needs to be tortured and, you know, deleted from your Minecraft server. Because if that does not get applied, society and the human race just collapse. So, it is what it is.
Kind of can...
Listen,
he
allegedly...
So, anyone who advocates it, in any way, by the way, is probably the biggest red flag that I just want gone off the universe. Of the world. Well, yeah, the universe also works. Yeah, because that's dangerous, okay? There are things that everyone knows is true, and there are things that, you know, we all know that are true and we keep hidden, because we know it's for the betterment of ourselves.
Justification for and it's so disturbing, and like I just pretend that he doesn't.
Okay, wait, no, let me explain. Let me explain.
Oh god.
Here's my justification.
On top of the young person minor drama, his treatment of animals has also been brought up. There is
anyone who mistreats animal needs to be brutally tortured. Okay? Now, mistreating animals and eating animals, not the same thing. You can eat an animal, absolutely no problem. But mistreating one kind of proves that you're a certain kind of person that should not exist in this world. Anyone who just takes an old dog, puts it in the car and just leaves it at a different location, your whole family should be, you know when a skeleton shoots an arrow and hits its head? Yeah, replace the skeleton arrow with something else and, you know, it still hits the head with everyone. I mean, again, I'm pretty brutal when it comes to this stuff.
Disgusting thing that he said in a podcast. I just don't understand why he says this shit. He said on a podcast that he spread his cat's legs and... It's so disgusting, dude. Why would you say this, bro? Why would you say this shit? He had to respond from the clip that was on his podcast in 2015. On Twitter, he said, I didn't f my cat. I didn't on my cat. I didn't put my anywhere near my cat. I've never done anything weird with my cats. I promised
off with his head.
Myself I wasn't going to make an apology video after last year's thing, so I'm just trying to be as short and honest with this as possible. I've apologized many times for all the dumb shit I've said in videos and podcasts over the years. I've learned my lesson over and over again, and I'm more confident now in my ability to be entertaining by just being myself and not being so shocking for laughs. That's not funny, to be honest. A bunch of his old past controversial jokes resurfaced, and he apologized for them in a video titled Taking Accountability. The video has been viewed 22 million times.
I hope taking a... Well, we already know he didn't jump off a bridge, but that's the only accountability I want people like this to take.
This guy's a legend. He's incredibly relevant and has been around for a very long time.
If you've been watching me for a while, then you know that I have done a lot of things in my past that I hate.
It wasn't that well received. If you take a look at the dislike to like ratio, people were sort of upset. Understandably so. People just get upset at nothing nowadays. So when there is something to get upset at, it's gonna happen. He acknowledges that people want punishment and accountability for people, meaning him in this case.
Right now is very much a time of wanting people to be accountable.
Yeah, I don't believe any YouTube apology ever. Like, you know, Mr. Beast made it acceptable to just, you know, apologize and say I'm sorry and that's it, all your sins are forgiven. I'm completely not that. No. But then again, I don't absolutely care about, you know, stupid things that usually people apologize for. But again, stuff like this, hey, I think people like this just should be deleted. That's it. Very simple. Very simple. A better world. It is what it is.
Wanting punishment for people, and I agree. And that's why I'm making this video.
Then he agrees and then cites Jenna Marbles' video as inspiration.
I saw Jenna Marbles' video, and it really inspired me, and felt like a sign from the universe. I want to do this.
But Jenna's apology for her situation was very well received because she's a genuine...
I think I remembered this. I don't remember what she apologized for. But I don't even think... If I remember correctly, my initial opinion was, do you even need to apologize for this, honestly? It's like... I could be wrong because I don't remember this, because this was like years ago, I remember, right? But yeah, I don't think she needed to even apologize for whatever that happened there. Unless something did happen there and I'm just completely mixing up things. Again, people apologize for the dumbest things nowadays.
Human being who didn't make his messed up jokes. I mean, the jokes are just not funny. In the video, he gives people permission to not accept his apology, which is awesome, dude. Thank you for allowing me to dislike you. I appreciate that so much, Shane Dawson.
True.
Sucking from the teat. I was sucking. That was a teat reference. I was doing a teat mime. It was a mime.
I'm gonna apologize for a lot of things that I've done or said in this video, and if you don't accept the apology, that is 100% okay.
So this is all old, doesn't need to be dragged out too long, but in essence, he apologizes for everything he's done in the past, which is a lot of shit. And by the way, his apology covers more than what's relevant to today's video, besides just the baby shit. I mean, he apologized for blackface, racism, making fun of Asian stereotypes, Mexican stereotypes, black stereotypes, whatever it may be. All in the name...
By the way, who's currently excited for the Indian-African war that's currently happening? I mean, I am. Dude, okay? The fact that the Africans are making fun of Indian food while not having even food is just hilarious. It is And by the way, finally, someone's just calling out India for literally shitting on a plate and calling it food and selling it on the street. My God, is it finally time. I love it. I love it. Because, you know, how many times have I heard that people go to India and then get some kind of disease from eating something and then they're sick for an extended period of time because that stuff's not edible? Man, it's like going to China and thinking, oh, this street food is good. No, you're literally eating gutter oil. It was gotten from that sewage drain right there. You're eating that. Are you happy? Oh, yes.
Of comedy, it seems.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Epic win, Shane Dawson. Very epic win. Part of his apology offers a caveat to a clip that was going around where part of it was cut out in which he called disgusting. So, like, he's defending himself. Obviously, it's an apology video. It's what you do, generally speaking.
So there's a clip that has been going around again. A few years ago is when it came out. And they cut out all the parts where I said, you know, it's disgusting. And they put it together, and it made it seem like I was, you know, talking about how it's normal. So gross. I would never say that. But also, I shouldn't have been joking about it anyway.
I don't get this, but I honestly don't want to look at his face.
Which is my problem. My fault.
Ultimately, in my opinion, he does...
It kind of disgusts me.
Quite remorseful for his edgy past dope content and the brand that he's built. He knows that it's gross. You could compare this maybe to iDub, someone who used to make a bunch of edgy jokes but has changed the kind of content that he makes and has condemned...
To a cock. To an absolute weak, fickle, spineless cock boy. Oh boy. Man, if you like the current items, what's wrong with you? Oh, well, probably you're gonna say nothing. Yeah, go watch your H3H3 podcast with Hassan or something like that. You disgust me.
A lot of his more loyal, edgy audience.
I'm sorry to everyone that I made content cop videos on. I still don't like the majority of you, and that's fine, but I can recognize that you did not deserve the hate and harassment that I sent your way.
Or Matt Rife recently condemning 95% of his audience, which is female.
Put her in the kitchen or something.
90,
Nobody has to see her face.
Ooh,
you know?
it's a comedian. Well,
and
okay.
I was like, yeah, but I feel like if she could cook, she wouldn't have that black eye.
Now this is where the entire situation gets very
comedy gets wild
and interesting. The things that happened in Shane's past that we just discussed are the reasons people are bringing up now to provide a rationale as to why he should not be a surrogate parent. Now you can get behind that, or you can criticize that line of thinking and say that, you know, anybody deserves to have a child, whatever, and have another chance at life. I'm not really sure.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Some things should not be forgiven. Some things should definitely be not overlooked. And these kind of jokes, I think, should probably disqualify you. Well, because they don't even seem as jokes because he needed to do an apology. I mean, these don't even seem as jokes. Okay, a crude joke here or there. Hey, everyone can do that time to time, okay? But this seems like a pattern, okay? And when you see a pattern like this, I don't think you deserve forgiveness. Unless you get sterilized or something, I don't think you deserve forgiveness. But even then, I think you're probably gonna be abusive or aggressive or something like that. So you even if we take it that far, you're probably still a problem.
Sure. But that's the basic rundown of what's going on. What I personally am most concerned with is the fact that Shane Dawson has this crazy audience that is just like kind of strange and hates him, and he's putting his brand new babies' faces and full names online. I mean, people can just find your information. Like, what? I just don't want these babies to get doxxed, bro. When they grow up and Google themselves or their parents, they're going to see horrible and disgusting things that their parents did or said or whatever, all propagated by the audience that is trying to hold this man accountable. It's concerning, and he's given the haters as much audience as they could ever need. There's plenty of criticisms and reasons online to not show your children. There's freaks and creeps and weirdos out there. You shouldn't be using them for views, etc., or likes or whatever the fuck before they can consent to being on video. I mean, I definitely feel that way, but at the same time, I understand when people do want to do it, right? They just love their kids. They have a good supportive audience. I just don't like creeps, and I don't like fucking weirdos.
Okay, do you think that this the babies are just gonna be like content farm to get likes? You know, it's like those fake people who get dogs and cats and then make videos about them, but secretly they actually hate that animal, and, you know, actually when the camera's off they even hit it. Yeah. I think it's probably gonna be something like that. Because again, people will do a lot of things for money. So, you know, it is what it is.
Yes, I'm sorry. It's a massive and brand new point of concern that has never really existed before. I mean, there's children content creators like Ryan's Toy World, and there's empires built on children without them truly knowing the implications that are a result of these empires being built. And this is a concern that can extend to Shane and Ryland's kids, because in Shane's post, he says, we probably won't be showing too much of them in the future. But in the post, he puts their full names and just leaves their little baby faces and stuff. It's so weird. It's been liked a million times and seen how many billions of times, trillions even. Not really. I don't even know if there's that many people on Earth. Angry fucks on Twitter are doing a better job of censoring the babies' identities than their own parents, which is awesome. Disgusted doesn't even begin to describe how I feel right now. Now, I don't know. I guess it's just because of the statements he made here. I think that's why people are so upset. I think. That's what I think. There's also people who are just extremely homophobic. This person named Isabella Riley Moody said, this poor baby is hungry and trying to latch and eat. And Shane Dawson thinks it's funny to let the baby struggle and fight for breast milk, all for a photo. How sick. If you look at the original photo, it's not doing that. It's just like a little nugget looking up at him like...
Oh, that actually is a mouth there. Because the baby is putting its hands there. That kind of usually means that it's trying something.
I'm going to pull out my inner libtard and go ahead and say that there are a lot of studies that show father skin-to-skin contact is very efficacious in improving the happiness and quality of a child.
Yeah, we know that, but that's not the point kind of made here.
Child's life. Based in red-pilled Shane Dawson. That's good. Skin-to-skin contact, excellent. Now, who's the father, who's the mommy? I think Ryland's the mommy because Ryland is a sexy little twink. And if we go back to when the Barbie movie released, we can see another post.
I don't even know who
Dawson
that guy is, by the way.
Ken and Ryland is, I think, Barbie. I'm not sure. Here's also a post in the baby post where Ryland is posed sort of like a mom that gave birth. I mean, they seem like they worked really hard for all this, but they didn't. It's important, I think, to circle back to the little bit of text in their Instagram post that said, we probably won't be showing much of them in the future. Because if you dig into their social media a little bit, at the moment, I personally find that quote is something that's hard to believe. There are a ton of videos about...
Yeah, that's kind of obvious and predictable, isn't it?
Becoming a father or baby update, finding out the genders of our future baby. Do they have one or two, by the way? I couldn't tell. Maybe name choices. I thought they were outside of an IHOP.
Oh, they're even gonna do finding out the genders. Do you want to bet it's the opposite of whatever its actual gender is? Do you want to bet?
That'd be funny. I get it though, man. You know, I get it. I really do. He's excited to be a dad and he's sharing that with his audience. That's what a man who shares things with his audience does, who's excited to be a father. So Ryland has a track record of inviting his audience, and by extension Shane's audience, to the journey of fatherhood. Are they going to cut them off now that the baby is born, or that the baby exists on Earth, that just the stork dropped them off? It's over. No more baby content. Because the videos do very, very, very well. I do not know how these fucks get so many views. It's wild. This isn't the first time they've done this, by the way. They made a video 5 years ago about having a surrogate, which is just clickbait and not true. They also made a video about adopting a baby. I think with all the shit that's happened, you're probably not allowed to adopt a baby. I would like to see what the child protective services, or who do you go through to get a surrogate? How's that work?
That's actually a good point. I also don't exactly know. You go to an orphanage, and then the orphanage gives you one. But how much checking and whatnot they make? I mean, it kind of depends. Because there is this thing where people literally adopt like 20 kids and then get just government support money for that. And those kids are fixing shoes, straightening nails in their pastime, and all of that stuff, because that's a way to get money. So I'm not sure how much, work or whatever needs to be done to adopt a baby. I'm assuming if you go to the right place, it's very easy.
Is there rules? Because I know when you go to adopt a child, you can't have like sharp corners and stuff on your house, or just you can't have functioning firearms that are loaded. So I couldn't have adopted baby, I think. The point is, baby content is incredibly prevalent on these two motherfuckers' channels, especially Ryland's in the most recent father journey. It's hard for me to see a world in which these babies aren't just used for...
I mean, again, I called that instantaneously. It's not a hard thing to call. Of course. Dude, if they did not want this to be known, if they did not want this, they would have just hidden it. Because they're definitely not stupid enough to understand that they're not gonna get any backlash, right?
Lack of a better word for the content of the Ryland and Shane channels. I hope the statement that they made is true, because
it's gonna be like the Logan Paul animal thing. Again, people just do this messed up stuff. They get animals and the ones with absolutely no morals that should be gotten rid of for the sake of humanity in general. And by the way, the line I draw is very, 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 very not even close to imaginary. If I had my way, a lot of people would be gone. A lot of people would be just thrown in ditches.
The audience that follows these two people, especially in regard to babies, is very toxic, and I think there's nothing good that's going to come out of it. I think it's reasonable to be upset and concerned considering the past controversies of Shane and his, like, unabashedly disgusting jokes. And I also think it's reasonable to be upset that he's posting the faces' full names.
I don't think that there's one thing to saying something, and, it's the first time you say it, and it's haha, clearly a joke. But when you say stuff of this measure constantly, and you have a history throughout the years, I mean, is that a joke? I don't think it is magically how.
and date of birth and address and shit of these babies, their social security numbers, everything, dude. Little Johnny Appleseed V. Shane Dawson and Ryland Adams' use of surrogacy showcases the practice's grotesqueness. 10 other children were created only to be cast aside because they were not optimal. What? Is that true, Ellie? They created 10 other children and cast them aside like the Spartans of yonder past? The quartering, a legend.
I heard that. I think it's a lie. I think it was proven to be a lie. Because they just... what actually happened is just the normal thing. Because if you're going to get a surrogate, it's not like there's not enough people in the world who want to be surrogates. As much as I understand, that pays pretty well. So they had a choice between X amount of surrogate mothers, and then they just picked the one that they thought was the best. And that's it. That is a lie. People either did not understand what's happening here or they over-exaggerated it. I'm not sure.
On Twitter said, new video. A baby deserves a mother and father. 2 gay men buying an egg, renting a womb, and paying a laboratory to create a human life is an abomination. The child will never know its mother. I'm speaking to you, Shane Dawson and Dave Rubin. Watch and share. This guy doesn't like gay people, it seems like. I don't think whoever this surrogate person was would willingly do this for someone who they thought was going to be abusive to a child in any way, to be honest. So I have a positive outlook.
If you say, if you see that and your first response is, I don't think they like gay people, then I think that's a problem. I think that's a huge problem that someone thinks in such low ways. You know, that instantaneously means that, because you're essentially allowing them to do almost anything. You're creating an untouchable. If that's your first response. Oh, he says this thing? Man, must not like gay people in general. Yeah, that creates a protected class, which creates more problems. Not good.
Look, I think things are going to go well. I do not condemn anything. I hope it all works out, obviously, but I do say, hey man, heed the
weak
criticism. What do you choose? Do you choose to be excited for Shane and Ryland? I don't.
I choose to be disgusted. This can only turn out amazingly in the 40% statistic at some point. It is what it is. Hey, it is what it is. Anyway, this was Quizzer Said 7, and this was Oomfa. Yeah, he's, as always, doing stuff. And have a nice day. Bye-bye.